Let's talk about love. Come on with me. Folks, I know it's been a while since you've seen me. New position. I feel like the lounge is more comforting, more inviting, you know. As a podcast, I'm supposed to be a good host. Everybody feel that? Take a good breath. Yeah, feels good. Really does. Let me just fix that. Folks, I know I said in the last episode I wasn't going to be a podcast, you know, that's like a commentary, drama, you know. Let's talk about what's hot. The hot goss. No, I'm not into that, you know. But I did want to talk about this thing that has been blowing up. You know, everybody's talking about it. You know, you've seen the meme a million times. Mascots are doing it now. I mean, they're killing it. Like, everybody's eating right now. And it is hilarious. Like, this whole thing is just, it's just like it's the most high school thing you could ever see played out on a world scale. You know, like, for real. Like, this guy, this CEO of, I don't really know what they do. It sounds really cool. This company is called Astronomer. He's the CEO of it. And he just goes to the Coldplay concert with his side piece, who is like the head of something in the company. What the fuck? How are you gonna do that to a Coldplay concert? That's just so crazy. But the thing, the reason I bring up that I'm not trying to be like a hot goss podcast is because this is hot goss, but not for the reason you think it is. This has something on a national, worldwide scale, beyond just like some CEO cheating. If you're a powerful businessman, you've cheated on your wife, most likely. There are a few golden eggs out there that have, you know, been just such good boys and haven't cheated on their wife. But a lot of them have. You know, it's a story as old as time. Honey, I'm staying home after work, and he's with his secretary. It's you know, you've heard that a million times before. There's been a billion movies made about it. But something, kind of like this view. But something that you guys haven't thought about, which is bothering me the most. I don't want to hide from you. Which is bothering me the most is the lady from HR. You know that person with the red face? She's over there laughing like this. That person. That's the person I worry about the most. If you know the story, you know the lore. There is the CEO, the CPO, and then the head of HR. Or that might be the CPO. But whatever, regardless. I think infidelity is bad. Hot take. Don't cheat. You know, sorry for those of you who were shocked by that. I just think that maybe no legal or definitely professional. If you're trying to lead people, you can't be doing that. You can't be fucking your other boss or other sidekick or whatever. I was about to stop recording right there, but I'm not. I have to go through this. This is a full train of thought. So, boss cheats. Bam. Everybody knows that. What's new? What's new is we get to see front hand, first hand, second hand account, and third hand, fourth hand account of corporate America. What I mean by this is HR, you know, the department that, you know, funny people don't like, the department that creeps don't like, the department that, you know, not many people really fuck with. They're kind of like the HOA of the corporate world. But my biggest issue with this whole, CEO of love, the love doctor, my biggest issue is that this lady, head of HR, at the Coldplay concert, Viva La Vida comes on. They're listening to the song. Her boss, her other boss, dancing. Hand in hand. Butt on crotch. Swaying. She's third wheeling. She was third wheeling hard as hell. And she's just watching them go at it. And then all of a sudden the camera turns on them. She's been keeping this a secret forever. She's fired people for inter-office relationships. She's ratted on people for sleeping with a coworker. And then all of a sudden, she's put on blast. Unknowingly, at the moment, she probably thought, damn, this concert caught me. They don't know why I'm guilty, but I'm guilty, but they don't know why, and I know that. So at the moment, she's self-guilty at that very moment. But then she sees the headlines, and she sees the trendings on Twitter, and she's like, fuck, like, our employees have definitely seen this, like astronomers blowing up, and not for a good reason. And then, one of her ex-coworkers sees it, the person that has been fired for asking a coworker on a date, and the coworker said yes, but that coworker was somebody the boss had a crush on, stuff like that. It just kind of goes to show that morality in the corporate world is only to chase a dollar. Never have I seen, a car company come out with a cancer research fund or a commercial about diversity and been like, man, they really care. They really would risk their whole company on this cause. No, because they don't. They're just saying this message to be able to get a positive return. Same thing that the HR department, head of HR, was doing this whole time while she knew her boss and his mistress were in Coldplay, listening to Viva La Vida, and, getting down and dirty. It's the same thing. She was doing something wrong through the rose-colored lenses of doing something right in the eyes of her coworkers, just to get a quick buck. T-Mobile came out with a, I don't even know what kind of commercial this was. It was them talking to babies, and saying, like, right now, equality, like, you don't see a difference between each other. And obviously it was a diverse set of babies. And it's just like, but later in life, you will soon know what it's like to be different, or whatever. It was something like so dramatic, and then it was like T-Mobile, best 5G in the nation. What are you talking about? How are you going to try to preach something just for the sake of preaching it, just to get, a couple extra, like, users who are dumb enough to, like, fall for your corporate greed? Like, I don't know. It's just weird, man. Like, people are so quick to just say the easy thing, the thing that, honestly, right now it's probably not popular, but it's unpromoted. Like, you can't be on anything corporate, you can't be on anything televised, you can't be on anything, quote unquote official, if you aren't this image that they want you to be. Which, like, I don't disagree with, like, everybody, can rag on the left and the right. I don't know which is which, but they can rag on either side. But it's just to, like, Democrats will try to prove how cool they are with, people changing sexes, or people doing like weird dungeon sex stuff and not kink shaming, or like act like they aren't being awkward around somebody who's diverse whenever they obviously are being very weird. That's more social acceptance, which is the exact same thing Republicans do, because if they are like, you know what, like I kind of do like a Prius, like 55 miles to the gallon sounds like it'll save me a lot of money, they'll just be called gay, and then they'll not be cool in their friend. Like, it's all social pressures. This HR lady was involved in such a hyper-focused social pressure of this corporate ecosystem that is so, like, it's like a microchip, and any sand particle, any dust that gets in it is just gonna break down and fail as a company, because, she didn't manage this one creepy guy who, did something weird, or, like, I can't really think of what I'm trying to say. But this thing is all one take. I will never do not one take. I'll just say my piece as long as it takes me to say and get out with a full point. So as a viewer, I would suggest probably skipping like 30 minutes, and then I'll probably have something cohesive to say. But I'm just trying to draw the comparison of corporate greed through the vacuum of this Coldplay cheating incident. It just goes to show the story we've been told a million times about, oh man, how do I even say this? Like, the story is always that the person who is more behind the scenes, more sneaky in this kind of corporate world where there's no soul, they're robots. They just want numbers and everything to be right on paper. As long as everything's right on paper, nothing matters. That is kind of the thing that I'm talking about. It's not what people can see. It's not what people can feel. It's not what people can, listen to and feel right in their gut. It's just about, did that get us up this quarter? Like, they will just hear a random cause, stick to it. The only thing that determines the cause that they stand behind is the demographic of people who buy their product or who use their services. Like, I don't imagine Simply Southern is like, hey, maybe we should like not, kill children over like, even if it's like oil or like drugs, like, just don't kill kids. Even if Simply Southern was like, just don't kill kids, they would lose customers, and that would be bad for their brand, even though it's just like a simple, easy thing to say. Like, just don't kill kids. Everything else is fair. Just don't kill kids. They would still lose customers, and that wouldn't be good for their bottom dollar. Which, understand, private business, whatever. But I just think that it just shouldn't be so easy to get away with. Like, it's laughable how quick we are to just be like, oh shit, Mercedes just put out a freaking Black Santa commercial. Let's all go buy a Benz. Like, what? How, like, it's great that they're putting out these messages. It's great that they're like pushing this like stuff, like, stuff that isn't like terrible. It's just like, hey, be you, don't kill kids, we're good. Like, don't touch kids. Just like, let kids be kids and like do a cool thing or two while you're an adult. That's fine. But the fact that we're just getting so behind this, of just like, as soon as they say something that relates to the side that we're on, we're just like, hell yeah, they're not using me at all. Walmart definitely believes that their chickens should be all organic raised. For sure. Like, what are we talking about, man? just that adage. My mom would always say this to me about commercials. Love me or hate me, just don't forget me. I've seen a lot of commercials. I've seen a lot of great commercials. Super Bowl Doritos ad where the kid is like welcoming this mom's new date into the house, and he's like very suspicious of him. He's got an eyebrow raised. He's watching every move he makes. And then they sit down and they like start watching TV, and the guy's like, "Oh, Doritos, I love these." And he reaches for one. Kid smacks him in the face and he's like, "Get your hand off my Doritos and keep your hands off my mama." Great commercial. Love that commercial. I will never forget that commercial, and I love that commercial. A commercial I hate. There was a Hellmann's mayonnaise commercial, and they had this lady from like Real Housewives in it. And there was nothing wrong with it. There was nothing like, it wasn't a bad commercial. It was just a commercial. But it was just like, she walks in the store and she's like, "You want to know my secret ingredient to a sandwich?" Perfectly fine at this point. She's walking towards the counter. And then she's like, "I hope nobody notices I'm Kanie Maloney," or whatever her name is. And it's like, you should be safe. Like, no, I don't think anybody's going to bother you. And then she walks in and everybody's like, "Is that Katie Maloney? Is that Katie Maloney?" And then obviously everybody kind of like freaks out. Whatever. Cool. But the piece that bothered me the most was that she like took this fake ass bite of the sandwich. Like she literally just took like a bite out of the top and bottom crust and swallowed it and was like, "I'm Katie Maloney and I just got noticed," or whatever it was. It was the worst commercial I've ever seen. And it made me mad. Like it made me furious inside. So to describe those two commercials, one I loved, the Doritos, and one I hated, the Hellmann's. I won't forget either of those. But I just hate Hellmann's now. Like, I'm not gonna, I don't understand how people think that, like, just because you don't forget a commercial, like, I know what Hellmann's is now. Great. Yeah, I know that I hate them. It doesn't make any sense. Like, I'm never gonna go in and be like, I forgot everything in my life. And then see, like, a mayonnaise jar and it's Hellmann's. And be like, "Oh shit, like a Splinter Cell just got released inside me. And now all of a sudden I'm buying 4 jars of mayo. Hellmann's." No, it's not going to happen. Like, it's just, like, I know these things seem so, like, fragmented in what I'm trying to say, but it all is just the same thing. Corporations thinking people are so fucking dumb that they can just do whatever they want. Yeah. I'm going to tell everybody to skip to 1845 right now because everything from here on out is more cohesive. Corporations. HR from fucking Astronomer, T-Mobile, car companies, Doritos, and Hellmann's mayonnaise. All these have one thing in common. They think we're fucking idiots. They think we're actual morons. Like, I don't really see how we're still falling for these same tricks that we've been falling for since TVs haven't been made. Like, it just makes me so mad. It just makes me so mad. HR from Astronomer. Let me just start with her. She lied about everything she was for. Head of HR, you're supposed to be looking out for the welfare of the company, mitigating any personal business being infringed upon the business. That's your whole job. And meanwhile, you have 2 of your bosses swaying side to side to fucking Coldplay and then get caught on the big screen. And now they're fucked. Like, do you think, like, how long do you think this was going to, like, go on? One of them was going to get mad. One of them was going to, like, slip up and tell everybody, and then, the whole shit comes down. And then you're in trouble. I guarantee she wouldn't have any problem, firing a secretary who was hitting on his, crush that he has in the fucking accounting department. You're gone. You're out of here. Those same standards need to be applied to everybody. Like, it can't just be, oh, this person, like, affects me and my paycheck, so I'm just going to throw away everything that my job is supposed to be about and overlook this major flaw in our company that could honestly bring the company down. Like, it's not that it's like, I'm saying like, oh, get fired for a good cause. No, keep your job. This is going to help you keep your job. Like, I don't understand how you think this would have like helped the company make money. T-Mobile, making this commercial about, babies not understanding how much pain and suffering they're going to go through because they aren't grown up and they're not white. Like, I don't know, just, you're going to say all that and then all of a sudden it's just like, hey, we have really good 5G too. Buy it. Buy it. You like that message? Buy it. Buy it. Thank you. Money, please. We just said something you liked. Money, please. Like, they literally think that we are babies. Like, if we just go, yes, you correct answer, you get a Scooby Snap. That's literally what they're doing. They're just like, okay, we said something you like. Give me money. Please, give me money. No, that's not how it should work at all. And I don't understand how people don't see this shit. Honestly, people probably do see this shit. Like, I don't think I'm like some savant, but it's just like, bro, can we do something about it? Like, what can we do about it, honestly? Besides just get regular people to like run shit. But regular people don't run shit, now that I think about it. I don't know. It's a catch-22. I just think everybody should be held to the same standard. That would just be really easy, Regular people don't run companies, like it takes like a little screw loose to be able to be the boss of something huge like that. But just like the country has checks and balances, I think, people lower on the rung need to have more of a say and more of a backbone whenever it comes to actions of the powerful, It's not that I'm saying like, we don't need a leader. Like, everybody needs a leader. Everybody needs that final say. But I just don't think that should go without question. And if you are questioned, you're done. Just because somebody's like horny for like 10 minutes, or just because somebody like some ad agency wants to keep their contract, so they're like, okay, what's the easiest surefire way to like make a few bucks off of this crisis that real people are dealing with? Like, it's a real issue, but they're saying, okay, let me see how I can flip this into like maybe like 10 new subscribers. Woo! 10 new subscribers? Yes! That's so sick. I don't know. It's just weird to me, man. I don't want anybody, like, like back in my first episode, one episode before this, so way back when, 20 minutes ago, I was saying how people live in their own worlds, and it's hard to keep track of worldwide impacts. So I suggest all commercials just go to local communities. No more national commercials. I think that commercials should be, for the local community. I think that this would open up advertising space for local businesses. It would, not create some, global brainwashing of like, this is what we should all, be buying because I think that midgets aren't leprechauns or whatever. It just doesn't, like, I think that global advertising, global news is good. I was about to go a little bit too far, but global advertising, I think, should be banned. Like, no more national advertising. National news is fine. You need a quick message to all the people about a thing that affects everybody. Perfectly fine. In fact, please, like, I would love to know important things. Like, cut off my YouTube so I can, like, watch this real quick because I need to know it. That would be great. But I just feel like if I had people from my local community, my zip code, like I should go by zip code maybe, my zip code or the surrounding zip codes or whatever, if they were making the commercials, it would not only promote the local businesses, it would also help, foster more community engagement. Instead of like typing on a comment under a Facebook post because somebody didn't like the NFL's commercial of a little girl playing flag football or whatever. I just think that it would help people understand one another. It wouldn't feel so disassociative to where it's just somebody across the country who believes this stuff. No, like, if they're showing this commercial, it's because somebody, your neighbor might think this, or your church mate might, be going through the same thing that this commercial is saying. And it makes you think a little bit more intently, just for a moment, about maybe what other people around you are going through. That's why I think, this all for one, and like we have to be one united front to like take down any cause that we have it's just like a little wrong, like a little bit. Like, I don't, like, of course there's power in numbers, but I also think that, a lot of these issues arise from not having that support system, that community, school shootings. I know it's a crazy example, but school shootings, no sense of community in school shooters. Those are the people who feel the most isolated. Racism, oh my God, that's a huge one. I feel like 90% of racist thoughts and ideals come from this macro view on the whole entire world, putting people into these large groups rather than seeing your neighbor just for being a human. It's a lot easier to see, John across the street for who he is rather than somebody who is, online being this caricature of themselves who is just there to get clicks and views because they know it'll cause something to stir emotionally, like it just, a lot of entertainment is playing into these stereotypes and roles that, we're all accustomed to. And it's just so easy to lose the plot whenever you're so far away from the words, I don't know. This got way, way off tangent. Super far left field. That's what this is all about. This is pretty sick, dude. Like, it's crazy I could just like talk to know, like I'm just talking out loud right now. I feel like it's just because I've been like trained my whole life to like just watch videos, and now I'm like making a video, so it's like I'm watching a video, but just, I don't know, it just doesn't even feel like I'm talking right now. It just more feels like I'm sitting here just chilling, not really like doing anything. I don't know, it's pretty cool. Don't really have much else, really. Probably going to be heading out of here soon. I don't know what time it is, but the sun is getting a little low, and I want to leave like an hour before sunset so I don't get eaten by a shark. I'm just going to kind of ramble till we hit the 30-minute mark exactly. Yeah, this is fun. I like this stuff, man. So I guess I'll see you in the next episode. So goodbye, tween.